So this is a video I didn't want to make, but we need to talk about something that just happened. So I put up this video earlier today about running Half-Life 1 on the PlayStation Vita. Basically, it's using an open source engine called Zash that lets you run the game, well, in a different way. Like on PC, you have this open source reimplementation of the engine, and then people port it to other game systems, in this case, the PS Vita, which has been part of a much longer running series on this page where I just go through and show Half-Life running on different game systems in ways that, it was never officially ported to these systems, and to me, it's a pretty cool thing. But if you look here, you're going to see where it shows that it was removed due to harmful or dangerous content. More specifically, they're saying it describes how to get unauthorized or free access to audio or audiovisual content, software, subscription services, or games that are usually require payment isn't allowed on YouTube. This doesn't even remotely correlate to what the video contains. So part of the process of setting up Zash is first you get the Zash files, okay? That's the actual engine itself. But before you can do anything, you need to have the Valve folder from, a legal copy of Half-Life. So in my case, I used the copy that I purchased on Steam because it's my legal copy. I paid for that, okay? And if I didn't want to use that one, I'd use some of the disc copies. I have multiple copies of Half-Life 1 for the PC and even the PlayStation. And if you watch the video that I put out, which we're going to go over here very shortly, at no point am I describing even the setup process for it, the installation. This video is strictly gameplay. That's all that's here. So, without further ado, let's do a scene-by-scene breakdown of what's happening in the video.
I put Half-Life 1 on my Vita. Let's check it out.
I simply say, let's check out this copy of Half-Life 1 running on a PlayStation Vita. Pretty cool concept.
So this port is running off of the Zash 3D engine, which is used to port Half-Life 2, well, all kinds of different systems.
Which is accurate, okay? You have this version for the PSP. When I made it for the 3DS, it was using Zash. It is commonly used to port it to a variety of consoles, even on Android.
So right off the bat, something interesting is the on the back here with the attach buttons here, it actually causes it to crouch. So it might be beneficial to use one of those the extra cases to not accidentally press it. So
Describing the controls, that there is a touch button on the back that makes it to where you crouch, so maybe it would be beneficial to use an external case to prevent this issue from happening.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw it in one of those cases with these triggers on the back here that, allow you to press it without, accidentally pressing it. So
Would you believe it? I put it in the case that prevents this issue. Guys, are you seeing anything sketchy so far?
it kind of works as you would expect. Left analog stick moves you around, right analog stick looks around. So
A further description of the controls on this system.
you're also able to crouch by holding the triangle button. You can press circle to jump, or if you want to start blocking, just hold X.
A further description of the controls that this port uses on this console.
So load times do take a little bit, which is kind of expected for a port of this nature. We're kind of ran into the same thing on the 3DS version.
Describing lag within this port because it struggles with load times. Same thing happened on the 3DS.
So it ended up crashing on me, but here's the good news. I can show you now that it has Blue Shift, Opposing Force, Team Fortress, and Deathmatch Classic.
So I'm going to pause it right here just to show you that, maybe they're looking at this and thinking, oh, this looks kind of sketchy. It's a menu system that you use to select which version of Half-Life you want to run, whether it's the base game, some of the expansions, Deathmatch Classic, Team Fortress, okay? It has the author of this Zash port there at the top there, the build date, that's it.
So I can't really attest to the functionality of Deathmatch Classic or Team Fortress because it requires, a LAN connection at the very least, which I don't have another device to test it with.
Describing why I couldn't use Deathmatch Classic or Team Fortress, which I have started them up. I can confirm they do start, but I can't, play the game without having an additional device to use it with. Could have used a PC potentially, but I'll live with you guys. I got lazy, okay? That said, nothing sketchy there.
That said, seeing Opposing Force fire up on a portable handheld is just something else.
Showing Opposing Force launching on the handheld. Again, from my legal purchased Steam copy.
Which gives us the opportunity to press X to see that it works as E. And
Demonstrating the controls that I can press X, that works as E, which is like the activate button in Half-Life.
now that I have a weapon, I can show you that R1 is the primary fire and L1 is the secondary fire.
Showing how to use your weapon in Half-Life 1, having a primary and a secondary fire. Very innovative.
And for the sake of completion, here is Blue Shift running as well.
Showing Blue Shift starting on the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, overall, it is not a 100% perfect experience. Like I said, I did experience one crash, but that said, it's PSP Half-Life. That's pretty cool. But yeah.
Explaining my one gripe with it, that it does have some performance issues and can crash. Again, nothing sketchy.
If you like this one, don't forget to like, follow, share, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Obligatory outro. And that's the entire video, guys. So let's go back and look at the policy and try to figure out what happened. So let's look at this policy violation once again and read through it. Content that describes how to get unauthorized or free access to audio or audiovisual content, software, subscription services, or games that require payment isn't allowed on YouTube. At what point did I violate any of this whatsoever? Again, this is completely irrelevant to what was shown. It is a legal homebrew port of a legal software that someone released for this game that requires a legal copy of Half-Life either through Steam or for the disc copy. At no point did I show an installation. Did I show you even like setting up Zash? This was strictly a gameplay video to show this cool thing. And if you've been familiar with my page, you know that this is just a big collection of things that I'm passionate about, okay? My Half-Life mods playlist, okay? We have over 400 episodes in here, okay? It's huge because I like Half-Life, which then turned into the Half-Life On playlist, where I'm showing it running on all these different systems, which then ties back into my console modding playlist, because these are all things I'm very passionate about and I want to be able to show you guys. I guess the reason I'm making this video is, well, first of all, obviously, like, you guys can see clear as day. There was no violations happening there. None of what they are describing is relevant to the video that was posted. Look, if this was something like one of my modding videos or something where I'm showing like how to modify a system, that would make a little bit more sense to me. Again, still totally legal. It doesn't show you how to do anything harmful. I have never at any point shown anything that violates that policy. Period. That's just not how I operate. I do things 100% legal to the T, okay? So it just kind of shocks me that after making all of these different game console modding videos, after years of making this Half-Life content, that I spontaneously get a violation for showing gameplay footage of Half-Life running on a PlayStation Vita. And again, like what's next? Are they gonna take out the 3DS video? It literally is the same content. There's nothing that violates the terms. It's ridiculous, man. I don't know. I had to share this with you guys because I just got that surprise, and I know some of you are gonna say, well, you know, you can appeal it, and you know they're gonna look at it and they'll understand that there's not an actual policy violation in place, right? Well, unfortunately, here is the email I got minutes after submitting my appeal that says, we reviewed your content carefully and have confirmed it violates our harmful and dangerous policy. What? So this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to upload this video that has the entirety of that original video inside of it. And to the YouTube content moderator that might have to look over this, please reach out to me. Like, let's sort out, what am I doing wrong? Help me understand it, because this was strictly gameplay that was done completely legally across the board. There's not a term violation here. And again, the original video content you're describing, I need to know what the violation is so I cannot repeat it in the future, because as I'm seeing it right now, I haven't done anything wrong. But again, guys, like, I don't know what else to do here. What I am going to say is, if you're a fan of my page, you like the content I put out, we ran into some issues like this before, and what I do when issues like this arise is I upload the video directly to my TikTok or to my Patreon. So currently, this video got uploaded at the same time to my TikTok page. Look it up. It's Lord Gingerface. But I've got a lot of content on there that doesn't end up on YouTube, and it's also a great repository for stuff that YouTube might take down. And God forbid they ever do something insane, because they just hit me with a community guideline strike. Okay, it takes 2 more of those, my page is gone. If you want to be able to continue to enjoy my content in the case that something absolutely nuclear happens, please, please, please get on the TikTok page. If you're able to support on Patreon, please do, because there's also the AdSense issue. I make no revenue whatsoever from YouTube, and clearly they're not focused on the community. We've already known this for a long time. It's been a consistent issue with YouTube. They don't care about us. But I want to be able to continue to produce this content for you guys, and I want you to have access to everything that I've created. So this is the avenue to do so. That said, guys, sorry about this video. I know it's a weird one. I know it's not exactly the most high quality video in the world here, but this just happened and I needed to talk about it. So don't forget to like, follow, share, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.